morning. I just came for a drive to spend some time in my favorite spot. At this beautiful park with these beautiful trees and a little river running through it. One thing that I've noticed through the last years, and especially lately, I've really been feeling the difference between pre-meditation and post-meditation. Like how I feel before I meditate during, in the morning, and how I feel after. And really, I would say the difference is like being in your head, consumed, believing a bunch of thoughts that aren't even true, or being in your heart and being here in the moment. And I've been getting up early in the morning and, spending at least an hour in my heart before my day starts. And this morning I slept in. I'm not sure why. I must have really needed some sleep, and that's fine. But I have not yet meditated. And I can feel such a difference. I feel anxious. I feel kind of afraid. I feel like I'm judging myself about certain things. Like I'm just really, really in my head. And so I want to keep sharing this. I just want to keep sharing my message every day, because what I've learned so much through my journey is what to do. What to do to get to these places where we're just so held. And we know we're safe. We know we're loved. We know that everything is happening on purpose. And those are the places where we can really, really heal. Like when you're in fight or flight, your body's running and fixing and fighting. Like it's consumed by a fight. It's not thinking about healing. It's not thinking about digesting your food. It's not thinking about which viruses or bacteria to let in or let out, or keep out. It's not worried about, it's not even thinking about replenishing and resetting and readjusting and revitalizing your body. It's fighting and it's fixing and it's fearing. And it's interesting because when you're not in the moment here in your heart, you're in some form of fight or flight. And that's the interesting thing about it. If you think about fight or flight, and if there's a bear that's going to chase you, I always use bears because a bear he didn't like run after me, but he was sure walking fast after me. Like if there's a bear chasing you, your body gets afraid. And it gets you prepared for running and fighting. And so everything that is not needed to run away from a bear or fight a bear slows or shuts down. And so when you think about that, that's actually pretty serious, because when you're afraid because you're thinking thoughts in your mind that scare you, you're thinking about your past. I say that there's 4 different pulls. You're pulled to the past where you're regretting, resenting, feeling guilty or ashamed. You're pulled to the future where you're worried and you're wanting and wishing. Or you're pulled to the world where you're distracted and divided and now disgusted. Or you're pulled to other people where you're blaming or pleasing or needing or trying to save them. So those would be the 4 main categories of where our thoughts get pulled, or the thoughts that pull us. And when we're consumed by those thoughts, we get angry, we get afraid, we get resentful, like we get remorseful, whatever it is. But when we're feeling those things, we are telling our body that there's something to be afraid of. And so our body just listens and it navigates an emergency. So that is why I feel meditation is so important. Not just meditation, but resting and, spending time in nature and doing the things that we love, because otherwise our body is just wreaking or we're wreaking havoc on our bodies, and they're not going to be healing. They're not going to be revitalizing and rejuvenating and all of these things. They're going to be suffering. And it's interesting because I'm actually working on this healing system that I'm creating. I've been creating it for 19 years without really even knowing it. I'd say for the last 11 or 12, I've been hearing from people that are very intuitive that was what my destiny is. And I really, really felt that to be true. But then I just kind of kept shying away from it, playing a bit small, I would say, being afraid of what my destiny is. But these last couple days, I'm like, holy fuck, this is what I'm here to do. But I had to do a bunch of other things first. Like, I had to learn from these parts of my life that fell apart. I had to learn from so many things. And most of it was challenges, but what I got to be really, really good at is to stay in the moment through the challenges. But when I say stay in the moment, I'm not saying that I get into the moment and then I'm in the moment all day. That's actually, I don't know, is that a thing for some people? Maybe it is. Maybe there are enlightened people out there that are just always in the moment. But my experience is, some days feel like a violent fucking roller coaster because you're up and you're down and you're side and you're back and you're just like all the fuck over the place. And other days, it's more the days that I get up, I meditate, I journal, I do the things that I love to do. And then when chaos ensues or something happens, I can pull myself back very quickly. And I pull myself back into the moment and I pull myself back into my heart. And so it feels more like a dance because I'm really, really deep in my heart where I just know that everything is working out. Everything is total perfection. Everything is wonderful. And then I get a little bit doubtful and a little bit afraid. And then I remind myself that if I breathe for a few minutes, I will get back into that place. So every day is different. And like I said, those days feel like it's more of a dance. And there can be some hours of the day that are like more, violent roller coastery, and some hours of the day where it is more of a dance. So I'm really now going to focus on my own healing. So what I find is, if when I have clients and they come to me, I don't really have clients right now, and there's a purpose to that too, I'm sure. But if I put my hand on someone's heart, I can feel, I can see, I see the past, I see the future, I see your body, I see your fears, I see everything that I need to see in order to release it and help you move forward without as much of it as possible. And, but the thing is, in order to do that for yourself, it's much harder because you're looking at yourself through your own filters. It's much easier when you're working on another person because you're not attached to the outcome. You're just allowing the information to flow through you. But when it's your own body, when it's your own mind, when it's your own heart, when it's your own fears, it's much harder. And so now I'm like, oh, I get it. This is why I'm creating this system right now, because I want to be able to work on myself. I feel that I'm having a lot of issues with my body. I know that I'm stuck in some fears. And so I'm doing this for me. And then what I can see is that this is going to be something that will be used by other people, that I get to train other practitioners to do it, because I'm creating it to be such a simple yet very, very powerful system. So I'm going to keep using it on myself, share my stories, and then, hopefully get other people wanting to do this work also. So have a great day. I'll talk to you soon.